This is NHK Newsline, I'm Kaneko Sakno. We begin here in Japan, where the Prime Minister has extended and expanded the coronavirus state of emergency just months before the Olympic cauldron is set to be lit. Tokyo, Osaka and 4 other prefectures will take antivirus measures in an effort to stop the spread of variants and ease the strain on hospitals.
In Osaka, we need more time to improve what is a critical situation concerning hospital beds, as variants known to be more contagious continue to spread.
The current declaration covers Tokyo, Osaka, Hyogo and Kyoto and will now go on until the end of the month. Suga is adding 2 more prefectures to the list. Aichi and Fukuoka have also seen infections surge. The Tokyo Metropolitan Government confirmed 1,121 new cases of the coronavirus on Saturday. That's the highest since the current state of emergency started on April 25th, and it's the first time since last Saturday the daily tally has exceeded 1,000. The Western Prefecture of Osaka recorded 1,021 infections, topping 1,000 for 2 days in a row. It reported 41 deaths. The new measures target risky behaviour. Governors in affected areas are calling on bars and restaurants that serve alcohol or offer karaoke to close. Other eateries are asked to shut at 8 p.m. Some measures are actually being relaxed. Shopping malls and department stores have been closed except for daily essentials. Governors can now allow those businesses to reopen with shortened hours to alleviate the impact on the economy. Sports events will now be allowed to have spectators, but crowds will be capped at 5,000. Suga addressed growing concerns from the public about Japan's ability to host the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics, now fast approaching.
We are considering strict antivirus measures, such as testing Olympic athletes for the coronavirus every day. By implementing those measures, we believe we can hold the Games safely and securely, while protecting people's health and their lives.
Suga said the International Olympic Committee has struck a deal with Pfizer to provide enough vaccine doses for all participants. He said athletes will not have any physical contact with the public. Suga also said the government is aiming to administer 1 million vaccinations a day to have all elderly people wanting to get shots inoculated by the end of July. The pandemic's relentless spread is making it increasingly hard to secure enough medical professionals for the Games. Officials say they need about 10,000. The Tokyo Organizing Committee has asked the Japanese Orthopedic Association for 200 sports doctors who will be asked to work for at least 3 days without pay. But in a recent survey, just 92 out of the more than 4,700 said they would be willing to volunteer. A doctor in his 30s says the Games are being prioritized despite the unprecedented medical crisis.
It's not only physicians who are busy due to the virus, but also surgeons. In reality, it's hard to leave my team behind and head to Tokyo for the Games.
The organizing committee says it's consulting with medical groups while considering the overall situation. The Games begin on July 23rd. The World Health Organization has added a COVID-19 vaccine from China to its emergency approval list. The shot from state-owned drug maker Sinopharm is the first developed by a non-Western country to be listed.
This afternoon, WHO gave emergency use listing to Sinopharm Beijing's COVID-19 vaccine, making it the 6th vaccine to receive WHO validation for safety, efficacy and quality.
The WHO listing allows the vaccine to be included in the COVAX facility, a program designed to ensure fairer distribution of inoculations. COVAX relies on AstraZeneca Oxford shots produced in India for 70% of the doses it plans to distribute by June. But supply has been significantly delayed due to the rapid spread of infections there. The World Health Body aims to speed up distribution to developing countries with Sinopharm shots. The top US diplomat has urged the WHO to allow Taiwan to attend its annual assembly as an observer. Taiwan has been kept out of the WHO assembly since 2017 due to objections from Communist China. In a statement, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said there is no reasonable justification for Taiwan's continued exclusion from the forum, which starts on May 24th. He referred to calls by the WHO for international cooperation to end the coronavirus pandemic. Blinken said Taiwan is a vibrant democracy and a force for good in the world. Earlier this month, the foreign ministers of the Group of Seven industrialized nations adopted a joint statement supporting Taiwan's inclusion in the assembly. The British government says it will allow international travel to gradually resume from mid-May as coronavirus cases there continue to decline.
I'm glad to be standing here today announcing the first, albeit tentative, steps towards unlocking international travel. We want a summer in which, with the help of vaccines and testings, we can reunite families and friends, travel to places we love.
The government will apply different levels of restrictions to people returning from countries based on traffic light colours. From May 17th, residents who have visited green list countries will not be required to quarantine. 12 countries and territories, including Israel and Australia, are on that list. The government says people should still avoid leisure travel to many destinations. Japan is among the countries on the amber list. India and other countries where infections remain serious are on the red list. The government plans to review the colour-coded list every 3 weeks. The US military is keeping a sharp eye on a large Chinese rocket due to fall back to Earth in what experts describe as an uncontrolled re-entry. There are concerns debris from the rocket may fail to burn up in the atmosphere. The US military says the rocket is currently expected to re-enter the atmosphere over waters off New Zealand at 2:52 UTC on Sunday, give or take 6 hours. But it adds the location could vary widely.
The U.S. Space Command, they are tracking that very closely and will provide warning once they get a little bit more fidelity on where it will re-enter.
China launched the rocket on April 29th as part of a project to build its own space station. And those were the main stories for this hour.